Hello, gorgeous ones. How are you? Hope you're enjoying a fabulous day. So I wanted to pop in and share with you a little brand story that unfolded over the weekend that was very interesting and entertaining, I must say. So let me share it with you. And I want to share this with you because it's so powerful for you to connect with the power of story and to connect with the power of brand to really stand behind and grow your business. So it went down like this. John and I, my partner, went into Harvey Norman to purchase a tumble dryer, which is a little strange given that we're in the middle of summer in Australia, but we were purchasing a tumble dryer because I have an Airbnb cottage. And a few weeks ago, and John's mum helps a lot with the towels and the sheets for the cottage, so washing them and drying them and ironing them and so forth. And a couple of weeks ago, I updated all his marketing and photos for the listing of the cottage, and it has gone bananas, which is very exciting. And so we have a lot more guests coming into the cottage and booked over the coming months. So we decided that we wanted to be self-sufficient to be able to wash and dry the towels and sheets and iron them ourselves to take the pressure off of his mum, and because there's just such a volume of bookings coming through now. So we bid and purchased the iron, which I was disturbingly excited about. I've been ironing everything inside since we got the iron. And so we went into Harvey Norman to purchase the dryer, and it's a heat pump one. I don't know. John had done all the research, and John is very much, he'll research everything to the nth degree, and so when he's ready to make a buying decision, his decision is already made before he walks into this store, which is partly why I found this so entertaining. So again, really powerful insights for you to get in touch with the level of awareness that your clients have when they come to you in your business. Have they done their research? Are they like John and they know exactly what they want? They've done all their review searching. They know what they want. They come in, they book, they're confident, and they are damn well sure that I'm buying this. I'm booking for this product, this service. This is what I want, which is the energy of which we walked into Harvey Norman with. Now, I'm not too, fussed about white goods, whatever. I know what I like, but John had done all the research and decided that this Fisher & Paykel heat pump activated whatever dryer was the one that we needed. And he knew the price of it. We went in store. And we were, in his mind and in my mind, we were getting this dryer and taking it home with us yesterday. So we've walked into Harvey Norman and walked up to these dryers, and we're looking at them, and the exact dryer that John wanted was there, but the price was cheaper than what was on his phone that he'd seen it listed for online. And so anyway, the sales assistant came over, and she said, can I help you? And John's like, I want to buy this dryer, but is this the one that's online because the price is cheaper? Anyhow, she's like, yeah, that's the one that is actually cheaper online. It's actually cheaper in store than it is online. This is where things get interesting. So she said to him, is this the one you want? And he said, yes. And I think it was $1,600 or something. It's a heat pump one. And so he said, she said, is this the one you want? And he said, yes. And she said, what are you using it for? And he said, well, drying our own clothes, but also for the B&B cottage and towels and sheets. Oh, well, do you want the best? And he's like, and I was like, isn't that an interesting question? Do you want the best? And he's like, yes. And she's like, well, then forget this one. You want the Miele. And so she's dragged us over to, not dragged us, but invited us to follow her over to the Miele washers and dryers and said, this is the dryer that you need. Completely didn't, just was like, do you want the best? And John's like, yes. What a question to ask someone. No, actually, I'll just take the average one, thanks. Of course you want the best. And so she's confidently directed us over here and proceeded to just say, look, and she literally was like, she got a pen and she's banging this dryer, and she's like, you can't dent it. It's 20 years. They're tested to the effectiveness of the level of 20 years of work. This is the one you want. If you want a dryer, don't stuff around with the other ones. They're not going to work. They're apply the hinges, the everything, they're not as good. People that buy them come back and end up upgrading to this. The store owner's wife has one of these and she loves it. I don't know if she was trying to appeal to me here. I was just sitting back. I was laughing my head off internally because I trust John. He'd done all the research. Whichever one he wanted to go with, I was fine. And it was so funny. I was just laughing my head off internally because I could see, I I was just like, oh, I was intrigued by the brand and the sales and the marketing conversations, regardless of what those two were talking about or how she was trying to appeal to me through that conversation. And she was like, well, if you want, it's this one. And she gave testimonials, social proof. I've got one at home, of course. Like the whole spiel. And I was laughing my head off because I know John, and I know that he, he's done his research. He knows what he wants, and that he went in there to buy a Fisher & Paykel. And so this was where things got really interesting. And so he said to her, okay, so do you have these in stock? Can I take one home today? So it was an extra $400 for this Miele dryer. And he said, like, okay, I'll take it if I can get one installed, like take one home today. And she's like, no, I'm sorry, you can't do that. Like, we don't carry them. We're just an agent for them. Actually, when you purchase a Miele product, you're not even paying Harvey Norman. You're paying Miele direct. It's done through a separate portal to their normal sales. And I'm just like, holy wow, like what a powerful brand. Like, you don't even, they're just literally an agent for them. You're not even, Miele don't even trust, or I'm not saying trust, but like, they're not even allowed to carry Miele's products, and their standing in the market is so strong that when you buy one, you're doing so knowing that you're not even getting it that day. You're not even able to have the product when you've purchased it, which is so fascinating. And especially, I was just watching John and just being so fascinated by this whole unfolding in front of my eyes, because he was now buying a product that, one, was different to the one he went in there, like, dead sure that he was buying. Two, he couldn't even take it home with him yesterday, which was very important to him because it had to be fitted and we had to make shelves up and wanted it in a very specific spot. And, busy people have busy weeks. I'm going into state tomorrow. And so he was very much like, I want this in and I want it fitted today so that it's ready to use. We've got all these bookings coming up. So he was dead set that he wanted this dryer installed yesterday. And so here he is purchasing this dryer that's different to the one that he'd gone in there to purchase, and as such, that he wasn't even able to take it home with him yesterday. It has to be delivered from Miele Direct, and you pay Miele Direct. And then he's like, okay, well, because I think he felt like he needed some sort of win because he'd just been completely owned, not only by the salesperson, but by the strength of the brand, and everyone knows someone that's got that product and it's the best and it's great. And, there's so many amazing, no one really has a bad word to say about it. And in his mind, here's another powerful concept, in his mind, and I only found this out afterwards when I'm like, she just totally owned you in there, by the way. It was hilarious to watch. But he said that he'd read a few bad reviews about the Fisher & Paykel. So yes, the Fisher & Paykel was cheaper, but it wasn't big. Like, she could have sold that to him as an easy sale, done, taken it home, done. No, she went the extra mile, was like, this is what you need. She believed so strongly in that product and brand, as we need to with ours, that it's like, if you want the best, you want this, you want me, you want this. This is the one that you want. Overcome the objections about, I can't take it home. Well, no, you can't, because you buy it direct from Miele because they're such a strong brand. We don't actually even stock them, blah, 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 blah. And I was just absolutely captivated. But in John's mind, he had that little bit of uncertainty because he'd read those couple of bad reviews about the Fisher & Paykel. So that was another selling point for the Miele, because he has family members that have that and absolutely love it. And, everyone thinks it's an amazing product and brand. So I wanted to share this story with you because this is the sort of conviction that we need to be selling ourselves and our brands and everything with. Because here's the thing, John was actually buying her and her sales pitch as much as he was buying the product, because he went in there completely committed to buying this one product and then walked out of there spending an extra $500 on a different brand altogether, and couldn't even take it home and fulfill his greatest need, which was to have it installed and ready to go for the week ahead, so that we didn't have to cut into our busy weeks by picking up the machine, because that's another thing. They won't even deliver to the area that we're in because it's too far for them. So he's had to go and pick it up. So it was just all these things. This is the power of brand. This is the power of story. This is the power of you having complete unwavering faith and trust in your brand and in your story. Just as this woman did with the Miele product and her story with her, like, you could not have sold her on anything but that product. And the strength of that product and the strength of that brand was what carried that sale through. Okay, so it was so fascinating for me, like so fascinating. And so I really wanted to come and share that with you, because we, you know, so often, especially with price, when, you know, John got in there only like within in his mind that he was going to pay up to this price for this product, and ended up spending like another $500-600 on another product from a different brand range. So price objections are generally not about price. It's about lack of clarity, or it's about lack of conviction on your part. Okay, so I wanted to come in and share that with you today, and I know you'll have so many insights and ahas from your part of that story that will be powerful for you, but please do share them. And it was just so fascinating for me, and I can't wait to see the product installed and see how it goes and all that. But it was just so interesting knowing John and knowing his conviction and knowing the fact that he'd researched something and he knew what he wanted, and yet he could still be swayed even with all these objections about the extra price and the brand and the fact that he couldn't take it home, which was so important for him. He still was swayed to this other brand through the power of story and through the power of brand. So that is what we want to create. You want to create aspirational brands, premium brands that people will pay the extra and wait for. Because that's what he's doing. He's paid extra and he's had to wait longer. That is the power of a brand. So that is what I wanted to share with you, my loves. Share with me your takeaways from that and what you are implementing, what sparks of excitement and inspiration you've had to implement into your business and your brand. I can't wait to hear that. And of course, I'm here to support you every step of the way. Have an amazing day. So much love.